Hey guys, and welcome to Little Blackbird 91. Listen, the streets are on fire of Twitter. The streets are on fire. Cardi B and JT go at it face to face, word to word on Twitter streets. It's exploded. Listen, I'm here to just bring you some of the tea that's going on. Listen, I don't create the tea. I only break down what's happening with the tea. And I want to be very honest and frank with you. Look, these situations happen when people, when people don't realize, like, having this argument between Cardi B and JT, right? JT's been a fan of Cardi B for a little while. I saw videos of JT singing out the lyrics of Cardi. So she obviously, and even, complimenting the fact that Cardi even has paved the way for rappers like herself. Now, when that happens, okay, and you have this appreciation, they always say don't meet your heroes. When you show appreciation for somebody and then it ends up becoming a beef between the two of you, you really got to ask this real question: what actually happened? Now, if you don't know what the beef or how it started, there was one tweet that kicked it all off. Let me bring it to your screen and bring it to your attention so you can understand what's going on, okay? Let me start here. 8 hours ago or so, Cardi B tweets lapdog. This is what kicks off the storm. Okay, she types a lapdog and then she puts another tweet underneath it saying go fetch underneath it as well, right? Go fetch. But another one said go fetch. Now here's the thing, right? Cardi B and obviously JT were doing their things having a conversation in the DMs. They were discussing their issues on the DMs. We didn't need to see this. We didn't. Thank God we did see it, because the streets on fire. Let me tell you something. This is content for free. Okay, I'm gonna make my money. All right, but it's like this situation. Cardi B has. I've following Cardi B for a little while, so she's had like 3 or 4 beefs now with women, female rappers now. So it's almost like you're asking a question again, Cardi, what's going on? Right? Why we keep having these beefs with ladies? Number 2, obviously we know that Cardi's had a beef with Nicki, and the Nicki versus Cardi fans are crazy. And what's been happening between Cardi and Nicki fans, it's been real simple. What they've been asking about or talking about really is about is the aspect of the fact that what they've been talking about is the fact that who's the biggest problem here, Cardi or Nicki, right? Who is the biggest problem? Who hasn't helped people in the industry, Cardi or Nicki? There's been a whole host of arguments about these two fans about Cardi and Nicki, and now we have a situation where Cardi seems to be in a beef with somebody else again, JT, just as her single's about to drop as well with Glorilla. It's like, why are we having this beef? Why are we having this beef? And partly, why could we not keep this in the DMs? Why does it have to come out onto the public forum? It's like Cardi doesn't have very good emotional regulation, it feels like. You're now beefing again in public again once more. And I know there was talks about the fact that Nicki coordinated the beef between JT and Cardi, which has been denied by JT. JT said that's got nothing to do with it. She's the one that went in the conversation with Cardi, because Cardi dropped an indirect. Now, Cardi, you've been tweeting beforehand. People should direct you if they're gonna speak about you. Baby, I needed you to at her, okay, because you weren't atting her. But obviously, if you're having a conversation in DMs and someone puts go lapdog, go fetch, it could signify you talking about the person. So it was an indirect, babe. Okay, it was an indirect towards her. Okay, all right. Then obviously the tweet that obviously got people chatting here. JT put a tweet out and Cardi responded. So obviously the go fetch situation started the whole beef. Look, so go fetch. JT then responds, says, Cardi, you go fetch a real talent. We DMing, why you come back here to put on a show for these kids? Now, this is the biggest problem, Cardi. If you put it on the net, on the Twitter sphere, we would have never known you're beefing, but you put it on the internet. But then saying that, JT, we would have never known had you not responded to that indirect. Had you kept it to yourself, we would have never known either. So see, both of you are in no better shape, because had you kept quiet, we would have never known it's indirect towards you. We know that she was indirect and somebody, but we don't know who. And Cardi B, if you're staying true to your word, you gotta start atting these girls and stop pretending as if you're stop doing indirects when you know you don't like indirects. Be direct, okay? So when this happens, okay? All right? When that happens, all right? And then obviously Cardi B responds again, says, so wait, me and you talking in DM, woman to woman, but you take it to your timeline and throw shots calling me a bully and a wiener. Why are you playing dumb and you talking about talent? Ha, you forgot P tried to put me on with your writer. Now, this where it gets a bit hot. This is where the audience was starting to call Cardi B a bit of a victim, putting herself in the victim mode, right? So wait, me and you talking in DM, woman to woman, but you take it to your timeline and throw shots, calling me a bully and a wiener. Now, here's the thing. The tweet by JT, which I'll go and show you in a second or two, about calling her a bully and a wiener was done after the time. Her timestamps is at 7 hours. Right now it's on 7 hours, which means that the tweet about wiener dog and you ain't no bully was after the tweet by Cardi B about fetch and you a lapdog. So you can't say, we're doing woman to woman in a DM when you indirected first, and now when she indirects you back, you're saying, oh, but you threw shots at me, you brought it to the timeline, why are you playing dumb? No, Cardi, you're playing a victim here. Now I've got to be honest with you, you are playing a victim here. Now, Cardi, don't come after me and try and sue me like you did Tasha K. I ain't got no assets for you to sue, okay? You're gonna end up broke trying to sue me, so you better just leave me alone. I'm here just reporting the news. But sis, you can't play the victim when you decided to indirect first. It makes no sense. In fact, it does make sense. It's a tactic you use to try and get out of the situation. You indirected first. A simple apology in the DMs would have killed us off. You wouldn't have to even do it in public. Just say, hey, look, JT, I'm sorry, I indirected you. I got in my feelings, and I'm sorry. I'm gonna take that tweet down, and we're done. So you can't play dumb. And he said, you talk about talent, how you've got P trying to put me on, which right now, if you want to understand what's happened here, P tried to put me on your writer. Basically what happened in the situation was that there was a writer that was working with, I believe, JT, City Girls, as well. And P, I don't know if he's their manager or whatever, he put Cardi on. He was going to put Cardi on with the same writer that they had or something like that. So basically the accusation by JT about Cardi doesn't write her own lyrics or whatever, Cardi's like, well, we have the same writer, so basically don't try to come out of pocket and talk about I don't have a writing pen when we're both in the same boat, basically. So that's the explanation for that as well. Let me make it a little bit bigger so you guys can see that a little bit better, because you know what I'm saying, it's a bit smaller. Okay, let's okay, hold on. Boy, oh boy. Okay, cool. Let's go further up on Cardi's page. Okay, let's go further up on Cardi's page. Okay. Cardi B puts here, matter of fact, I'm not even doing this timeline. It's becoming real repetitive for doggy treats. We are already addressing it in the DMs. Goodbye, y'all. Okay, but we're doing it on public. Okay. And then someone said, obviously, how you playing the victim? I'm standing on what I said, which is what I was addressing. And then so then she retweets this tweet where it says Cardi opened the door. So let's just watch this video, what this video is about, right? This is what I was talking about.
Cardi opened the door for a lot of normal girls that feel like they could be rappers. I love Cardi for that. Like, Cardi, you seen her. I watched Cardi from being that girl in her bed to being on Met Gala. So it's like, okay, yeah, she a real. I could curse. She a real bitch. So it's like, Nicki opened the door back to female rap, because Cardi opened the door for a lot of normal girls that feel like they could be.
So actually, she was about to say both Cardi B and Nicki opened the door for them. You know what I mean? Like, let's be real. Let's be real truthful here. Look, you can still pay homage, but don't ever think you're going to disrespect me. So I understand where JT's coming from. Like, you look, just because I pay homage to you in the past, don't ever think you can take me for a mug. It doesn't mean you can take me for a mug. Just because I celebrated you and I appreciate you, I even sing some of your lyrics. Don't ever think you can take me for a mug. I am not no mug. I'm not your mug. You understand? I am not your mug. I appreciate your music. I liked your music. I grew up on your music, but don't take me for a mug. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a Moogle. You get me, fam? Yeah? You don't take me for an idiot thing. So then Cardi B obviously then tweets again. Says, I definitely didn't want P. I definitely didn't want P. I definitely didn't. P wanted to put me into your writers because y'all numbers make him pennies. My talent speaks for itself, though. And then she posts this up of this tweet with where she got 227 million views on a song with City Girls and Cardi B. And then obviously she puts, the fact that Cardi B, the City Girls songs only made like 76 million, 15 million, 9.3 million, 17 million. But let's just be real, right? City Girls I knew about City Girls, after a certain song. Let's not repeat it, but I knew of them of a certain song. when you collaborate, we expect there to be bigger numbers. You collaborate with great artists, there's going to be bigger exposure. You make a great hit, it's going to be greater exposure. I don't think Cardi can. I mean, I get it. Yes, Cardi can take some credit here because, of course, you know, her effect is shown clearly there. 227 million views on that particular thing compared to everything else. It's the highest hitter. But people of your audience and their audience combine to come together to listen to that music. It's a cheat code in a sense, right? Collaborations in anything creative that are going to cause numbers to spike up more than usual because you're getting two audiences here. So, but you know, I get where Cardi's coming from, but you know, let's just keep it a buck here. You know, at the end of the day, they still put numbers up. If they're hitting 9 million, 17 million, each time they do songs on YouTube, that's not even like, you know, thing. Then, you know, let's be real. They're still putting numbers in. They're still putting the work in. They're still, you know, hitting some numbers. But combining with you, what it did is it gave a greater exposure. So I do understand what Cardi B is saying there, but I don't think something you throw in somebody's face per se. But like I said, you know, it did help the city girls in that respect. Okay. And then obviously JT put a little comment in response to that particular tweet. And she said, Cardi, please, I'm not impressed. I don't care. I'm not about to beef with you about YouTube girl is crazy. Smiley faces. And then obviously Cardi B says, didn't I hit you back in the DM 20 minutes ago, but I gotta come on the timeline for a response and you're mute but steady arguing here. Like said, this is for show. Opportunists. Well, I mean, to be fair, you know, I don't know what's going on in the DMs, but what I know is once people start getting a bit of energy on the public, it goes wild out here, you know. She said maybe both. JT says, but maybe both are timing off. But how am I an opportunist? You called me a lapdog for no effing reason. Makes sense. But back to the DMs I go. If the shoe fits, that's your fault. Chai. You know what? The DMs are getting more personal. It's way beyond this. I'm gonna stop it right here. Twitter, you're welcome for the show. See, Cardi B is interesting. Cardi B saying, oh, you know, you come on the timeline, you don't respond to my messages, I'm only doing this because you want to get a reply. But then comes on the timeline and tells us what's going on. Like, it's like, Cardi, you can't tell someone they're doing the wrong thing and do the exact same thing you're doing. It doesn't make sense. You know, wait, I'm back for last tweet because who's doing anything for doggy treats? If anything, Glorilla, have you a bone that you need to go to? Whoa, what tweet is that? Sorry. That's JT, sorry, that's not Cardi B. But you know, you're saying, oh, it's getting personal. I'm also right here, Twitter, you're welcome for the show. Why are you tweeting that? Because you want us to know. You know, because you want us to know. That's why you're tweeting that. So now we're both in the same boat. It's just, this beef is madness. It's absolute madness. Anyway, okay, then JT obviously hits, says obviously, wait, I'm back for this last tweet because who doing anything for doggy treats? I think it's based on another tweet that was put. Okay, yeah, she tweeted on that one. So she said, wait, I'm back for a last tweet because who doing anything for doggy treats? If anything, Glorilla, have you a bone that you need to go feed to that dog you was posing by the pool with for hot shit fancy pants? Hey, these two there, when they are beefing, it's a different type of beef. He said, debuted higher than any song you've ever dropped or been on. Prison pants. Everybody has good and bad moments, but you haven't had one since what? Act Up. Kai. So that's what's been going on, guys. Okay. That's what's been going on with them too. Listen, let's be honest. These two beefing didn't make sense. Like, but if you indirect somebody, you have to always be ready for what they're gonna bring, you know. The men are crazy. Like, if you're gonna indirect somebody, be ready for what they're gonna bring to your neck. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you can't expect people not to fire back when you fire. You understand what I'm saying? You can't expect people not to fire back when you fire. If you fire a shot, people are going to fire back. I just personally think with the Cardi B and JT situation, this should have been left in the DMs. Should have never come onto the TL. Both of them are at fault because both of them could have not said anything, but both of them did decide to say something. So both of them want the clout. Both of them want the audience on their side. Both of them want the heat and the stroke. Both of them want the madness. You know what I mean? Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Comment, like, subscribe, click on that bell button. Twitter was exploding, baby.